Oh. I better get to a prison in Georgia. Oh. Okay, YouTube. We know everyone out there loves a good zombie story. So we're going to talk about zombies today. Specifically, we're going to talk about where you would go in the event of a zombie apocalypse. You know, lots of movies have displayed the perfect safe spots to be that always end up not really being
right. They
so
get overran
safe.
anyway.
Right. You know, boarding up a house. Eventually, you get enough zombies pounding on the door, the boards just come loose. Just never ends well. So, I'm curiously, in the event you looked out the window and saw the zombie apocalypse beginning, where are you going to go?
It's an interesting question. Now, that may kind of depend on where you live to begin with, what's close to you. Maybe if there are mountains, you know, if you live in a mountainous area, maybe a mountain would be a safe place to go.
High ground so you can see them coming.
Right.
So you can see
and
the
they
hordes.
may not be good rock climbing zombies. I don't know.
They don't tend to be very smart. Now, there are movies that show that they will climb over each other, so they could
That's true.
Stack themselves up.
So this sort of depends on what type of zombies we have, but we'll kind of go with the more traditional,
slow moving.
They just want to feed.
Yeah. Brains.
Yeah, that's the old school voodoo zombie.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think? Where would you go? We'll see. We'll bounce some ideas off of each other and see what we think.
I think Walmart would be a good place to go.
Okay.
Walmart's got clothes.
Clothes, yeah.
Yeah. So you can change clothes.
Right.
Walmart has food.
Mm-hmm.
And they get trucks every now and then.
Right.
Those wouldn't stop in the event of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd continue to get trucks.
Would you?
Wouldn't you?
Sure.
Why not?
If you're Walmart.
I mean, they're in trucks. You know, zombies can't break into trucks. So Walmart sells guns and knives.
Right.
Albeit
ammunition.
Ammunition, right. Not very big knives.
They have some machetes and stuff.
Yeah, and they've got baseball bats. Blunt force trauma to the head works.
Right. Garden tools.
Right. Especially if you watch some of the popular shows on television that show zombie faces being as squishy as a piece of fruit.
There is one big problem that I see with Walmart, though.
What's that?
I mean, what would happen, though, in reality is you would go there, you would find, your guns, your ammunition, maybe grab some food and things like that you would need. But then when you get ready to leave, there would only be 2 registers open and you'd get killed waiting in line. That's a problem.
That's a good point. That's very valid. In the event of the zombie apocalypse, Walmart would most likely be understaffed.
That's true.
As they are on the day after Thanksgiving.
Or any other day. In reality, I do think, though, that a lot of people would probably think the same thing. And maybe unless you're really close to Walmart or a similar store, that may be raided before you get there.
All right, then. So what's your suggestion?
Although that's not a bad thought, and that may be a good place to look first. Let's see. My suggestion would be, maybe, what if there's a place maybe not a lot of people think of that there may be food?
Your neighbor's garden.
That's true. Maybe there's a local movie theater where they serve food, and you'd have a big room you could lock yourself in.
Yeah.
You could watch movies.
What are you going to do when you need to change clothes?
I think changing clothes is probably lower on the priority list than not being eaten.
Zombies can smell dirty people easier than they can clean people.
Can they? I'm not sure I was aware of this fact. I'm going to go home and take a shower right now.
Yeah. Zombies.
Actually, I'm not dirty. I was just joking.
Zombies in the perpendicular universe can smell dirty people much easier than they.
I didn't realize we were so particular about our zombie types.
Every new zombie thing has to come up with a new thing about zombies.
That's true. And that's true of any mythological type or any fictional hordes, vampires, zombies, aliens. They all have to kind of make up something new, I guess.
So you never said where you would go, though. Oh, wait, you did.
I think the movie theater. I'm going to the movie theater.
You eat lots of popcorn.
At least I won't die bored.
Well, and at least but here's the problem with
Some of them serve like hot dogs and stuff.
here's the
White
problem
Castle
with
burgers.
that. You then become fat and slow,
Mm.
and you can't outrun the zombies, and they just get a bigger meal.
The plus side here is you're apparently able to speak better than me. You're apparently thinking that I will last a pretty good while in the movie theater if I have time to get fat.
If you lock yourself in a big room. All right, so here's another question.
Okay.
You mentioned vampires.
Mhm.
So which would you rather have to endure? Zombie apocalypse or like 30 days of night?
I think that for me, it would be easier to deal with the zombies because they're not intelligent.
Think so?
I think that would be easier to deal with because they're not intelligent.
Okay. But they do swarm.
They do. There tends to be, at least in the movies, a lot more zombies coming at you than vampires.
Yeah, and as intelligent as vampires are, depending on which background you go with, in some cases they won't come into your house unless you actually invite them in. And they can't come out during the day, of course, if it's nighttime for 30 straight days.
Right.
Then you're
That
kind of
tends
out
to
of
put a
luck there.
damper on those scenarios.
But your idea of the movie theater and locking yourself in a room, and so long as it's secured enough they can't get in, might be more effective against them than zombies because you can just wait for daylight. Whereas with zombies, there's no waiting for daylight. They're still going to eat you when the sun comes up.
And who wants to watch a movie in the middle of the day anyway?
Yeah. So what other monsters do you think of?
The only other thing that comes to mind readily would be aliens, maybe. People being attacked by things. Unless you watch like Tremors.
Classic.
Be pretty scared of
big giant worms who later were able to
seems legit.
Yeah, who later were able to run around on two legs. They were much smaller.
Right.
And then they eventually became able to fly. It's interesting that nobody ever managed to see those.
Seems logical.
Yeah. So back to the original question. In the event of a zombie apocalypse, you can pick one weapon. What are you taking?
Does one weapon include like a very limited supply of ammunition? If I have a ready supply of ammunition, I'm going to have to go with the gun. I mean, if you take something like a rifle, especially something with a bayonet on it, then you have something that you can use for blunt force. You have something that you can stab with. You have something that you can fire. And if you do run out of that ammunition, you still have something to strike with. I'm going to go with a rifle.
I think
with the bayonet attached.
That's probably pretty effective. I think what I'm probably going to do is gather as many people as I can. And instead of a normal weapon, I'm going to get myself a shield. I've got all these people around. I've got plenty of shields.
So if they'll just fill up on the other people first.
Yeah, I just shove somebody out when the zombies are trying to come in and they get eaten.
So you're going to be going to Walmart during the zombie apocalypse? Remind me to stay away from Walmart.
You've got some ideas on some places that might be safe during the zombie apocalypse or reasons why you think it would be easier to defeat zombies than vampires? Let us know.
Surely you can come up with something better than Walmart in the movie theater.
See ya.